Hi, my name is Kelly Cheatham. I'm a digital learning specialist for Fort Worth ISD. In this week's tips and tricks video, we're going to talk about some features of Google Chrome that can help you be a little bit more efficient. So the first one we're going to talk about today is how to use your bookmarks bar, and that's that space underneath your address bar or your Omnibox here, to pull up websites that you're going to need in your lesson really quickly and efficiently. So right now I have 3 different websites open that I'd like to use when I teach about moon phases. So the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to bookmark all 3 of these websites. When we bookmark a website, we're going to come up to our Omnibox or our address bar here, and we're going to look for the little star symbol over to the right-hand side. When you click on this star, it's going to pull up this little pop-up menu. You'll be prompted first to name your bookmark. I'm going to keep it really simple and efficient. I'm just going to call this one Moon Video. Underneath that, we are prompted to choose where we'd like this bookmark to be located. Right now, it's going to be located in the bookmarks bar. That's exactly where I want it. However, I would like to create a folder within that bar to place all of my lesson bookmarks for the day. So I'm going to go ahead and click where it says Bookmarks Bar to bring up the little drop-down menu, and I'm going to click at the bottom where it says Choose Another Folder. When I do that, I now have this little menu that pops up, and at the very bottom of the menu, I have the new folder option. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to go ahead and name my folder for the day. I'm going to make sure that's selected, and once I've done that, I'm going to click on Save. Okay, so now notice that up in my bookmarks bar, I have a new folder created. And this particular website that I'm on now is bookmarked to that site or to that folder. We're now going to go ahead and bookmark our other 2 sites. So I'm going to go up into my tabs here, and I'm going to follow those same steps. So I'm going to click on the little star icon. And this time I am just going to make sure that Moon Resources is chosen as my folder. I've already created it, so I don't have to go through those steps again. If it doesn't pull up this particular folder, you can click on the little drop down and then choose it from your list. And then I'll just click Done. And I'm going to do that to our last website here. And again, just double check. And then we can even rename these to make them fit more nicely. So this is going to be my Nat Geo. And I'm going to click Done. Now, I did forget to rename my second website here, and it's not a big deal, but if I come into my Moon Resources folder and this is just too long or I don't know what that is, I can always right-click on this bookmark. So I'm going to select the one that I want to change. I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to come to Edit, and I'm able to come in here and change the name now. All right, so now I have all 3 of my lesson resources bookmarked, and now we're going to kind of fast forward to the day that we're teaching, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and start off with none of those resources open. So I would open up my Google Meet or whatever I need to do my lesson in, and then when I am ready to pull up those Moon resources, I'm going to right-click on the folder. And notice that I have 3 options at the top. I can either open all 3 tabs in this particular Chrome browser, I can open all 3 in a new window, or I can even open all 3 in an incognito window. In this case, I'm just going to choose the top option, and it's going to automatically open all of my bookmarks for the day, and I'll be able to queue them up and have them ready for my lesson. So that's a really efficient way to prepare your lesson resources and be able to open them really quickly on the day of. Our next tip and trick we're going to talk about today is how to manage your extensions. So our Chrome extensions are things that allow our Chrome browser to work a little bit more efficiently. So I have a bunch of Chrome extensions that are pinned right up here at the top right-hand corner. And you'll notice that when I hover over them, I get that little tiny faint circle that goes around them. So these are all of my Chrome extensions that have been pinned. I actually have a lot more Chrome extensions though, and they're currently hidden in my extensions menu. To find that menu, you can click on the little puzzle piece. When you come into the puzzle piece, you'll see a list of all of your Chrome extensions that you have installed. To add them to your little menu that's pinned here, all you need to do is select the one you'd like to add, and you're going to click on that little pin icon. And when it turns blue, you know that it's been added up here. So you can kind of unpin and pin as you need them. So if you know you're going to need this particular extension the next day, you can go ahead and pin it so it's nice and easy, but then when you no longer need it, you can pull it away. So you can go ahead and come in here to pin things. The other thing we can do with our extensions is we can go ahead and we can come down to Manage Extensions, the very bottom of our puzzle piece menu. When you go to Manage Extensions, you see a list of all of your extensions that you have installed, but you'll also notice that you have some options with each of them. So you can come in here and you can view the details of an extension. You can remove it, and that's the same idea as uninstalling it, or you can just turn it off if you don't want it to be functioning at the time, but you know you're going to want to turn it on again later. There's a really quick toggle switch. You just turn it off, and then when you're ready for it to come back and be functional again, you'll just click the toggle to turn it on. Our last part of our tips and tricks video is going to be about troubleshooting, and we're actually going to start in here. So if you're having issues with your Chrome browser functionality, a lot of people have reported issues with your videos not playing correctly, or some issues with Google Meet not functioning correctly. One of the places that you can come to troubleshoot is actually in your extensions menu under Manage Extensions. Like I said, you'll come to this page, and sometimes it's an extension that is causing the issue. And so to kind of test it out and see which extension is causing the issue, you can come in here and turn them off one by one, and then test the functionality of your browser. And if that doesn't fix it, you can turn it back on and try the next one. So you can come in here and turn them on and off to kind of test them out. And then once you've found the culprit, you can go ahead and remove that extension by clicking the Remove button. A couple of other troubleshooting tips here. If you come up into the top right-hand corner of your browser where there are 3 dots, and you go down to the Settings menu, there are a couple of things we can do in here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to check your Chrome browser, and that's under your safety check. So if you scroll down just a little bit within your settings, you'll find Safety Check. This will make sure that your Chrome browser is up to date, that you don't have any data breaches or bad extensions, things like that. So when you click on the Check Now button, it's just going to run a quick check. And then if you get all 4 check marks, you know you're good to go. There are no issues there. If any of these come up with an issue, you'll be prompted to then fix the issue right within this menu right here. The final troubleshooting tip, and probably the most commonly used one, is to come in and clear your browsing data. There are a couple of places you can come in to do this. Right now I'm in the settings menu, and you'll find that right underneath where we have our security or our safety check here. You'll see privacy and security, and then the option to clear browsing data. The other place you can find this is again back up in those 3 dots, down to more tools, and you'll find that same option, Clear Browsing Data, in that menu there. When you click on Clear Browsing Data, it brings up this little pop-up. The first thing you'll want to do is change your time range. I recommend changing it to all time. And then you'll have 3 different checkboxes. I would recommend checking all 3 and then clicking Clear Data. When you've done that, it's likely going to close your Chrome browser and restart it, so kind of be ready to expect that. But once you've done so, a lot of the issues that you might be having with your Chrome browser should be solved. All right, that's it for this tips and tricks video. If you have any questions, please reach out to me or to your digital learning specialist.